The thing I'm most commonly asked is, were you ever afraid? Because I was in a world where people were shooting each other, there were automatic weapons, there was random violence, bullets don't come with names on them, everything you can imagine. And the answer to that question is, I was never, ever afraid. I made a deliberate decision to interweave my personal struggles with the struggles these gang members and former gang members experienced. I did not feel that I could expose their lives, even using pseudonyms. It was a way to honor them, it was a way not to exploit them, and it was a way to be very honest about what my reactions were, rather than presenting a one-sided story. I had been writing and collecting stories for the past 10 years of the people that I worked with. And one day, in fact it was Mother's Day, I got a call from a literary agent that represented another UCLA professor. At the time I was very, very engaged in the beginning of a research study at Homeboy Industries, and this seemed the perfect way to put the stories of the people I worked with out there, along with some facts, some figures, some information, so readers could understand in a very real way what these lives were like, what these voices, who are never listened to, truly sounded like. Joanna is to me a sister under the skin. She's not a baby mama, she's not the girlfriend of a gang member, she is a bona fide second generation gang member, dope dealer, pimped women out, and her story is part of the thread that winds through this book. Felipe was a shot caller in a neighborhood and has utterly and completely left the gang behind and works within the community that he once disrupted, trying to heal it. When I close my eyes and listen to his voice, he sounds as if he could be giving a lecture in an MBA class at UCLA, which is one of the hidden messages here. The amount of talent and creativity and thoughtfulness that we are wasting, that we are leaving behind when we do not listen to these voices and try to help them, is just astonishing. And it's part of the individual stories that I try to tell and I hope that I honor in this collection. I was thoroughly and deeply involved with studying gang life and people trying to leave the neighborhoods. At the same time, I became a mother. I had women gang members like Joanna giving me advice about what to do with my daughter. So this is not a perfunctory interweaving. It's what I think of kind of methodologically as an intimate ethnography, where I'm deeply studying a culture and yet revealing things about myself and my own culture and the world I live in. The gang members and former gang members I work with are protective. I did have several of them tell me, I don't want anything happening to you on my watch. And it's an interesting comparison. They said the same things to me that my husband does. There was tremendous conflict and many problems because my husband was in the LAPD. And the word was soon out, and I was very, very honest about it. What I later learned was that stories were planted with me. Misinformation was planted with me to see if I would tell my husband and if I was, in fact, a snitch. And when none of those stories sort of made their way back to the LAPD, I was trusted. The other thing that occurred is gang members were very, very clear about warning me when I should not come into a particular geographic area or a particular, territory controlled by a neighborhood, and they would just say, I used to love it, they would say, you better stay home, little mama, it's not a good time to come out. There's a piece of me that is rebellious, goes against authority, has issues with falling within the structure of society. And I think in my heart of hearts, I deeply identify with the gang members I work with. I'm a rebel.